Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Weaves podcast, where we are doing our review of the anime assignment from last time, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Star Crusaders Part 1. Zario was the one who assigned it, however, Zario is not with us today. So I guess whoever wants to start their discussion with it, go for it.
I fucking love Jojo's.
We know.
So this was my second time going through Stardust Crusaders Part 1. And I'm actually, way happier with it than I was the first time.
Really?
Yeah. It's the same, I think the same thing that I had when I watched Part 1 and 2 originally. I did not like it, and I never finished Part 2. And then when Zario assigned it, I ended up really enjoying it. I really like Jotaro as a character. And Kakuin. I know things don't end well with Kakuin, that there's kind of a hole in the story, but Polnareff annoys the fuck out of me, but he's tolerable, at least.
Higgins mentioned something, I think it was a week ago, about the lick thing. Where it went lick. Never seen that, where they just did in the sub. And in the dub, they just went lick. But in the same fucking 24 episodes that we watched, literally I don't know, how many, 10 episodes after or something like that? I don't know. It was either a certain amount before or after that episode where there was a character that they showed licking a fucking lollipop again. It wasn't him, or it was him. It was either he was doing it again, and he was doing it again,
yeah.
And he was just licking it normal, and they made the noises perfectly fine, like regular licking noises instead of saying lick. But for some reason, it's like lick. It was.
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be over the top.
It made me mad. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, that is JoJo's.
JoJo's doesn't make me mad.
No, I meant being over the top.
Okay, fair. But I fucking love JoJo's. I love the fights. I love how cool they are. I love the names of everything. Stands are super fucking cool.
I will say I did find myself enjoying it a little bit more this time around
because
than
of stands.
last. Well, then compared to the last time I tried watching it, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I gave it time. It doesn't seem like it's as aggressively popular as it once was. And I think that's the biggest thing is I'm not really, there's some things that I like when they're super popular at the time. There's other things where it's when it has almost too much popularity that I'm just not really interested in. I think that's also why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't really watch Attack on Titan when it first was coming out as well, was because at the time,
this is too cool for me.
Well, at the time, there was just so much hype around it, and I was hearing everything about it, and I was just I'm kind of done hearing about it. And I think now that JoJo's is at a spot where, it still has some popularity, but it's not overly talked about like it used to be. I think that helps. But yeah, I mean, I for the most part, like I said, I enjoyed what I watched. I thought the music was actually solid.
It's so good.
The intro was really solid on this.
One thing that bugged me is the hail all to you or some that fucking guy, the 3 wishes dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, he was like, I can grant you 3 wishes. And he made treasure appear. And then he brought his sister back to life. And then he brought fucking
Abdul
back. But Abdul never died, so how could he bring him back?
Well, it wasn't actually bringing them back.
Or was it?
It wasn't.
Or was it, though?
But it wasn't.
Or, hear me out.
Crimson, I need you to...
Was it?
It was not.
Okay.
But what if it was?
Oh, yeah, hear me out. Hear us out.
But was it?
Could have been, though. That just made me mad. I was just looking too far into it. Because it made it seem like it was real. I did like how he pretended to be his own dad. I thought that was fucking funny, and then they couldn't tell him because they knew Polnareff would fucking leak it. How funny is that?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of hate Polnareff, I won't lie.
Have you seen any more of JoJo's?
Not yet.
Ditto.
After this, you haven't... Okay, I won't say anything.
No.
I know about the scene with Dio moving him up and down the stairs.
I also know
think
about
that's
that scene.
so
This is
fucking
after
funny.
this. Yeah, that's after this scene. What was your guys' favorite stand so far that you've seen?
I won't lie, I think Silver Chariot's kind of useless half the time.
Really?
Yeah. I do kind of like Hermit Purple a lot. I can't remember I think it was the High Priestess, the one, or the Empress that was able to change into the different raw materials.
That was the last episode's one.
Yeah, though that one was really fucking
I'm pretty sure it
good.
was High Priestess.
That one was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I think Empress was the one dude's mom. Who was really fucking... Oh, that could control the fucking zombies.
Yeah. I didn't like the last... The two of the main squads. I'm not a huge fan of their stands. The one that shoots the emerald stuff, Cacuines.
Emerald Green.
Emerald Green and Silver Chariot. I'm not a huge fan of either.
I feel like Magician's Red is not used well enough because fire users are always cool, and I just feel like he never really does anything.
You know what I thought was going to happen when I first watched it? When I thought Abdul died for the first time, I didn't think he actually died because it looked like a phoenix. I was like, oh, fuck. Maybe his stand has something to resurrect his body or some shit like that. I was wrong, but that's how I thought it was going to go.
I'm trying to remember everything that happened because it was so long ago. Because it's been 3 weeks now?
Since you watched it?
Well, I mean, it's been longer than that, but I think 3 weeks since he signed it.
I'm not sure.
Because we... No, it was 2 weeks.
We were supposed to review it last week.
Yeah, we skipped last week, so I guess 2 weeks since then. But yeah, it's definitely been at least 3 weeks since I saw it.
His mom's sick. They left to go fight Dio.
Yep.
Came across a bunch of people on the way.
The monkey was really funny.
The ship one?
The ship one.
Fucking hate
That was
the
my
monkey.
least favorite episode, is that specific one.
I hate how much it sexualizes Anne.
Oh, the child.
And she's 12.
That's fair. I kind of forgot about that little tidbit.
You're welcome.
Whenever I watch JoJo's, on my own time now, because I watched it all the fucking time. I rewatched JoJo's quite a bit, actually. I always skip that fucking episode.
That's fair.
I just think it's so fucking boring. I also am not a huge fan of the episode where the dad, Joseph, gets something stuck on his arm.
Oh, that's the one with the mom.
Yeah.
The mom.
The one that killed Polnareff's sister. The man with 2 right hands.
What?
His mom.
Yeah.
That's not the same one.
Yeah, because he gets the thing stuck on the hand, and it's starting to slowly grow.
That's the same episode. That's towards the middle. And he has to stick his hand in an oil barrel and stuff.
Yeah. It's the same creature.
It's not his mom, though.
No, the mom has the one that controls the zombies.
Yeah, it's not the same person. It's the lady who was inside of the lady that Polnareff was talking to. And she exploded after they fucked her up. It's not the mom.
Oh wait, no, that wasn't the lady. That was the dude who was using JoJo as a bridge and stuff.
No, it was not him. Different stand. This one was basically a parasite growing on his arm, and he was running around. And he was trying to get Polnareff's attention during the town when they were out in town together. Polnareff was talking to a fucking lady the entire time. And then after they finally destroyed the stand, when Polnareff went to go kiss this lady, she broke through the skin of this lady she was wearing, and it was this ugly woman laying on the ground dead.
I do not remember this. I remember the parasite on the hand of...
Mm-hmm. And remember, he falls and then uses stand in the sand or whatever, oil, to draw a map to the nearest oil drum.
Okay, I do not remember any of this.
Use this for my purple. Frenchie, is this vibing with you at all?
Yes, I do remember this now. I don't remember who.
It was some random person. It was not the lady that had to do with. It was the woman that was dating the guy with the gun.
Whole horse?
Yes, I'm pretty sure she was talking to him at one point, and then Polnareff took her away. I think it's the same chick. I didn't like that fucking episode. I'm guessing you guys didn't like it enough either to fucking...
I thought that episode was fine. You know what I really hate? The fucking baby.
The one with the dream world?
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
The baby was ugly as shit.
Yeah.
I really liked when Kakyoin made him eat his own shit, though. That was so fucking funny.
Also, I feel like you would trust the main squad you've been with the entire time over any fucking new person that comes in with the squad when you know you're being chased by stand users and you know anything and anyone can be a fucking stand user.
Yeah.
You came across a fucking monkey being a stand user and everyone's got weird fucking powers. Why not believe this man for a second? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Nope, I remember this episode now.
Oh.
Okay, so weirdly enough, I think I was getting that episode mixed up with the other episode that's very similar to that with the guy who
has the put the thing in Joseph's brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I was getting confused.
Yeah.
I guess I forgot that he got screwed over twice by two different stand users.
Yeah, literally.
With almost very similar quirks. Or stands, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
I did think it was, I want to see Joseph stand fully, like, I know it's not going to happen, but, like, fully come to fruit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fully come to fruition.
Full stand power come out.
Does that not ever happen in this arc, or not yet?
It doesn't.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
From my understanding, he's the only one that doesn't have a fucking...
Wait, hold on. Not Matthew Mercer Joe. Old Man Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused for a second. I was making sure I understood, because I was talking about Matt Mercer's
I'm going to
Joe.
take back the statement, because there are people that don't have, like, fully blown stands, I guess. Either. But, yeah. I wish Joseph Joestar would have a bigger stand.
Yeah.
I'm also not a fan of the English dub. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but...
I will say, I watched this show at 1.5 speed. I do remember that.
I did as well.
It was much better at 1.5 speed. It was so... The licks were hilarious. Yep. And then the
fucking punching by Star Platinum
at 1.5 speed is so good.
It's a lot like how fast what the fucking show that it was set in like the post-apocalyptic.
Fist of North Star?
Yes.
Fallout.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
Yeah.
I've always watched JoJo's sub, so watching it dub was weird.
I watched it dubbed, and I remember I watched it, like, incrementally for the longest time, and then, I think the weekend before Higgins gave the assignment, it was either that or it was the weekend where I was supposed to be there, and I think I was sick, I don't remember. I spent that Saturday down in the basement playing Marvel Rivals, muted, with my iPad down there with JoJo's playing through my TV speaker, like through my soundbar on 1.5 speed. So I was watching JoJo's while playing an online multiplayer team game muted on ranked.
Why would you do that to yourself?
'Cause I could.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to try and get this knocked out, because that was also the same day. I got that knocked out, and then I also got, Hajime no Ippo. Knocked out that same day.
I love Hajime no Ippo.
Like I spent the day just binging that stuff so I can just get it done.
Hajime no Ippo is so good.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
I will say I am interested in... Like, I have now developed an interest to see where the rest of this goes.
That makes me happy.
It shocks me. Especially since I've never really had shown much interest in this show to begin with. So... the fact that it's actually getting somewhere in my brain of like, okay, now I'm starting to get a little interested.
Dude, the fights are hype, dude.
Fights are alright, yeah.
Fights are hype.
It's a wild show as a whole. But it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Wait, I thought we were just talking about Ippo.
I went back to JoJo's.
Oh, I got you. You're talking about where the show goes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ippo.
Oh!
At first, I was also confused. I'm like,
that's on me. I transitioned us back into JoJo's.
Wait, so are you not excited to watch Ippo?
No, I am. I'm just saying that considering I really had no interest in JoJo's to begin with.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Ippo.
Oh, no.
I don't think you had interest in Ippo either.
I was up in the air on Ippo to begin with, but I'd never really heard or seen much about it to
Ippo.
begin with.
It's so good. All right, cool. Now we're good. We're caught up. We're back. We're on the same page now.
Yeah.
Ippo's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anything else really to talk about with the show. Could be because it's also been a long while.
Favorite stand?
Favorite stand?
Yeah. What you seen? I remember seeing.
Trying to remember. I'm not going to remember their names. Just going to try
You could describe it. That's all that matters.
I'm going with the High Priestess. I think that's such a useful fucking stand.
The one with the...
Because there's raw materials everywhere. If it can go into metal, you'd be so fucked.
No, that's a solid
It can go... It does turn into metal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just like rocks and sediment and stuff like that.
Just minerals.
Just confirm, that High Priestess, that was the one when they were in the submarine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one I like.
That could hide in your fucking wedding ring. And you'd never fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a ranged one. She can use it from so far away. They're at the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Yeah,
You're fucked.
Yeah, that one's really good. I really like that one.
I also just like them. Okay, we got to escape from this metal and go on the ground where there's definitely not raw materials. All these stones that we're moving.
Well, they didn't think that it was gonna like catch up to them because they thought they left it trapped in the thingy.
Yeah, well, guys, they can move through metal. The entire thing's fucking metal. It can get to the outside very quickly.
You think they had better chances leaving the submarine or staying in it?
I would just kill myself.
That's why I don't fuck with submarines.
They implode.
On a boat, better chance of survival if something happens.
Especially
on
if there's
a submarine, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Dead.
Non-existent.
Yeah, you can't float from down there.
Removed. Ended.
Removed. Ended. Withdrawn.
Withdrawn? Withdrawn?
Withdrawn! God damn it.
He combined withdrew and withdrawn.
Withdrew.
That's like, I'm hanging with my boy Droon. I'm with Droon. We love you. Still probably better than Rozo.
That was so funny. Erica was making a thing for an ornament thing for like all One Piece people, and she was spelling.
Have you heard the joke "chooper" that we make? Because she accidentally spelled chopper "chooper."
Yeah, she made me a bracelet that was supposed to say chopper, but she spelled it with 2 O's instead of 2 P's, so it says chooper, and so that became a running gag.
Just thought that counts.
Yeah, and she was going to try and put Zorro. She was trying to spell Zorro, and her dyslexia kicked in, and she spelled Rozo. She flipped the R and the Z.
Norororo. Zorro. Norororo Rozo. Instead of Rona Nora.
Ratings?
Yeah.
Hop on teas.
Hop on T's nuts.
Alright. Who wants to start?
I gotta write mine.
Alright.
I'm just doing my total real quick.
Alright, I will start because I have everything. Alright. So, personal enjoyment for me, as soon as I fucking remember where it was. There it is. Personal enjoyment, I gave it an 8. I actually liked it more than I thought I would, which was shocking. Animation, I gave it an 8. I thought the animation was pretty solid. It took me a while to get used to it, but I thought for the most part the animation was pretty solid. Character development, I gave a 5. I feel like there was development, but it feels like there's way more development to be done than what we saw. And it feels like there just wasn't enough of it to warrant much, if that makes sense. Like, we got a little bit of development with, like, some of the characters, but it really feels like we haven't really gotten all the way there yet. It doesn't. I do think it probably doesn't help that we stopped in the middle of an arc. Soundtrack gave an 8. I really liked the soundtrack. I thought it was better than it was better than I expected it to be.
Can you send that to me, please?
World building, I gave a CM. I don't remember why.
Can you show Crimson, please?
Crimson, how well do you know Lord of the Rings?
Fairly.
Okay, our Lord of the Rings is probably my favorite movie series of all time. That's fucking awesome.
Someone replaced the king in the advisor.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. I'm sending that in the Weebs chat.
Yeah, world building, I gave a 7. I don't remember why. Plot, I gave a 7. I don't remember why. Video performance, I gave an 8. I actually did enjoy the English voice acting. It was better than I thought it was. I will say, most of that has to do with Matt Mercer, but in reality, they did very well with the voice acting. Art style, I give 6. I'm still not the biggest fan of the art style. I think the animation's great. I'm just not. I personally am not a big fan of the art style still. It'll probably grow on me a bit more as I continue to watch it, but it just fell off. Uniqueness, 7. Don't remember why.
JoJo's is so unique, it's not even funny.
Finally giving it an 8.
I'm gonna say there's no other shows that's JoJo's is JoJo's. There's no other shows that is JoJo's. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When everyone goes, is that a JoJo's reference? It's because everyone's copying JoJo's. That's why my uniqueness is a fucking 10.
Alright, fine, you convinced me.
You made it a 6 now.
Nah, I made it a 10. Recommendation, I gave a 7. I know a lot of people probably already know this show more than I do. So there's really no need for me to recommend it, but for whatever reason, somebody hasn't, I might recommend it to them. Total for me is 74.
Personal enjoyment, I also gave it an 8. I think there's a couple episodes here and there that I don't like, but I think I've really started to become a JoJo's fan. Animation, I gave it 8, though all the different, like, fucking ways that we see things move and backgrounds and shit like that is so interesting. Character development, I gave a 6. I'm kind of on the board with Crimson that this show's not necessarily about character development, though. It's about weird fucking powers and fights, and it's fun. That's kind of what JoJo's is at its core.
Not to mention, we also did kind of technically stop in the middle of the arc.
Yeah.
The only character development that we got is fucking Kakyoin and fucking
Polnareff?
We're bad, now good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do think we get some with Jotaro, because I think he's starting to be less of a piece of shit teenager.
This show's not about kids. This show's just literally about fights.
Yeah.
Fights and funny references. World building, I gave an 8. We learned so much about how the stands interact. We literally go all across the world in general.
True.
Soundtrack, I gave an 8. I fuck with the soundtrack in JoJo's so hard. Plot, I gave an 8. Again, could the plot be more? Yeah, but like it's pretty straightforward and enjoyable overall. VA performance, I gave an 8. I just really like Kyle Hebert as Kakyoin, and Jotaro being played by Matthew Mercer is also phenomenal. So I really enjoy the voices we hear. The fucking voice of the old lady was so funny to me, too. Mm-hmm. Die! Die! I thought that one was really good. And also, anytime I hear him fucking talk, Patrick Seitz is always going to earn you a point or two. Even if I only hear him talk for 10 minutes as Dio, that's 10 minutes that's getting you a point or two.
Dio's pretty iconic.
I think Patrick Seitz might be one of probably my top 5 favorite voice actors. Because he's so good in everything.
Okay, he's number 1.
Probably Stephanie Young. Okay. Who's Nico Robin. And then Bryce Papenbrook.
Number 3?
Bryce Papenbrook?
No, that's number 2.
Oh.
I'll get back to you on that.
Number 4, though.
Kyle Hebert's definitely up there. I don't know. Art style, I gave a 9. I personally love JoJo's art style. It's so unique and interesting. Everyone's buff as fuck. It's, to me...
Everyone's buff as fuck.
To me, it is what big titties are for the rest of anime. Huge fan service. Is it fan service for anyone? Not really, but it's funny.
It's fan service for the dudes.
Yeah. Uniqueness, I gave it a 10, like I said. I like how unique JoJo's is. Because the joke is that a JoJo's reference has been around for over a decade. All the way back to part 1 at its release. And the manga's fairly old, too.
I'd love to look like a JoJo's character.
I kind of look like the big blob that he got on his arm that he had to burn away.
Oh, Jesus.
And recommendability, I gave a 7. Just because JoJo's is a very divisive for people,
true.
But if you have gotten to part 3, it's because there's something you enjoy.
That's true.
Or in our case, because it was assigned.
Well, I'd already watched to this point before.
Same.
Yeah. It just had stopped. And that was before it was assigned ever.
Also same.
And now, I think next season, you guys are going to have to watch the rest of it.
Final season, part the rest of it.
It's not the final season.
I know. But it was
like
mostly the joke on Attack on Titan.
Whatever part we're in and the next half of that is what I'm talking about.
Part 3, part 2.
And then you have the one after that.
Part 4, part 1.
And then you have the one after that.
Part 4, part 2.
Which one is Josuke? Which one's Giovanni?
Josuke's next.
Okay.
And then Giovanni's next. And then you have Stone Ocean. Which is the female one.
Yeah, I can't remember her fucking name.
So you got the one that's next with Killer Queen. And then after that one's done, you have the Italian one. And then after that, you have the one that's set in prison.
Which is the current one.
What the fuck is
her name? It's the current one that's
My total's an 80.
The newest one. But it's not that's the one where the world basically resets.
Okay.
And it restarts anew with the guy that does the spinny stuff with his fingernails.
Jolene, that's her fucking name.
Mm-hmm.
Jolene.
My total was an 80.
Cool. All right. Personal enjoyment, I got an 8. Animation, I gave an 8. Character development, I gave a 5. Soundtrack, I gave a 10. World building, I gave a 9. Plot, I gave an 8. Voice acting performance, I gave an 8. Art style, I gave a 10. Uniqueness, I gave a 10. Recommendation, I gave a 7 for a total of 83.
Alright.
It was 86 initially.
It's a good show.
So that brings our average with three of us to 79.
That's nice plus 10.
What's up?
That's nice plus 10. 79.
Oh. Took me a second to realize where you're going with that. So, all right. Well, that has been it for our episode. Make sure to stay tuned for next week as we continue to talk about anime shit. The anime assignment this week is The Eminence in Shadows. You can find it on High Dive, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. It is 20 episodes. And until next week, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye.